The Dopamine Protocol, How to Reclaim Your Brain. The anatomy of the problem. The default state is decay. The modern world is a sophisticated trap designed to keep you in a state of commoditized compliance. Your attention is harvested by algorithms, your biology is hijacked by hyper-palatable foods, and your economic value is capped by the time for money exchange. Most men fail not because they lack motivation, but because they are operating on a corrupted OS. They seek the high without the climb, leading to a collapsed dopamine baseline that makes even simple tasks feel like a mountain. They are playing a zero-sum game in a world that rewards asymmetric output. Pillar 1. Neurochemical sovereignty, the Dopamine Protocol. Your brain is a chemical engine. If you don't prime the pump, the engine stalls. The primary driver of human action is dopamine, but we have fundamentally misunderstood it. Dopamine is not about pleasure. It is about the anticipation of pleasure. It is the fuel of pursuit. The protocol, managing the baseline. When you indulge in cheap dopamine, scrolling porn, junk food, you aren't just getting a hit, you are lowering your baseline. The higher the peak, the deeper the subsequent trough. This is why you feel unmotivated the day after a binge. The law of friction. You must learn to attach dopamine to the effort itself. Tell yourself, the fact that this is hard is exactly why I am doing it. This creates a self-sustaining loop where the work becomes the reward. The light-dark cycle. View sunlight within 30 minutes of waking. This triggers a timed release of cortisol and sets the clock for melatonin. If your circadian rhythm is broken, your ambition is a fantasy. Rule of the engine, never layer stimulants. If you need caffeine, nicotine, and a hype playlist just to start working, you are masking a broken baseline. True power is the ability to work in silence. Iconic example, the Miyamoto Musashi standard, the legendary samurai. Miyamoto Musashi didn't live in a state of constant excitement. He practiced Dokodo, the path of walking alone. He intentionally stripped away comforts that spiked his neurochemistry, living a life of brutal simplicity. By keeping his baseline low, he remained hyper-aware. While his opponents were distracted by the reward of fame or victory, Musashi was focused entirely on the friction of the blade. He understood that the man who needs the least is the most dangerous man in the room. Pillar 2. The ownership hegemony, the Jocko Protocol. In any failing system, the weakest link is the man pointing the finger. The moment you say, the economy is bad, or my boss is an idiot, you have surrendered your agency. You have become a spectator. The protocol, radical accountability. The mirror test. Every problem in your life is your fault. If your employee fails, you didn't train them. If your partner is unhappy, you didn't lead. If you are out of shape, you chose the fork over the gym. Discipline equals freedom. This is the ultimate paradox. The more rigid your internal structure, sleep, diet, work blocks, the more freedom you have in the external world. A man with no schedule is a slave to his moods. Law of the shield. Ownership is a preventative medicine. By taking responsibility for things you can't control, you develop the reflexes to dominate the things you can. Pillar 3. The lonely chapter, the Hormozi Protocol. Every great success is preceded by a period of zero feedback. This is the lonely chapter. It's the 2 years you spend building a business where you lose money, your friends mock you, and your results are non-existent. The protocol, navigating the void volume, negates luck. If you aren't winning, you aren't doing enough. Do 100 reach outs, 100 videos, 100 iterations. Most men quit at 10. The skill stack. You don't need a passion, you need a stack of rare and valuable skills. Sales plus copywriting plus capital allocation. When you stack these, you become unfireable and unreplaceable. The value equation, value, dream outcome, X perceived likelihood of achievement, time delay, X effort and sacrifice. To win, You must minimize the denominator and maximize the numerator. Iconic example, the Wright brothers versus the Smithsonian. In the race for flight, Samuel Langley had a $50,000 government grant, the best engineers, and the eyes of the world. The Wright brothers had a bicycle shop and their own sweat. Langley was motivated by the reward, fame. The Wrights were obsessed with the friction, the physics of lift. When Langley failed, he quit in embarrassment. The Wrights, having endured the lonely chapter of repeated crashes in the dunes of Kitty Hawk, simply adjusted their rudder and tried again. They had the skill stack. Langley had a budget. Pillar 4. Asymmetric leverage. The naval protocol. Hard work is for the uninformed. The modern world does not reward hours worked. It rewards judgment. You want to be in a position where you are paid for what you do, not how long it takes you. The protocol. The 4 levers. Labor. The worst form. Managing people is a headache. Capital. Good. Money is a force multiplier, but it's hard to get. Code. Great. Software works while you sleep. It is the ultimate permissionless leverage. Media. Great. This article is media. It scales to millions for zero marginal cost. Law of the lever. Seek wealth, not money or status. Wealth is having assets that earn while you sleep. Status is your place in the social hierarchy. Status is for the insecure. Wealth is for the free. The field manual, your first 24 hours. Step 1, the bio reset, tomorrow morning. No screen for 60 mins. Do not hijack your dopamine the moment you wake up. Hydrate and light, 30 CUOs of water plus 10 mins of direct sunlight. The hardest task, spend 90 minutes on your highest leverage project. No email, no Slack, just deep work. Step 2, the ownership audit, midday. Identify the one area where you are currently playing the victim. Write down the extreme ownership version of that situation. What did you do to cause it? What will you do to fix it? Step 3, the leverage build, evening. Stop consuming. Spend 1 hour creating a permissionless asset. Write a thread, record a video, or write a line of code. Build something that can replicate without you. The closing charge. The world is full of average men who are waiting for a permission slip that will never arrive. They are waiting for the right time, the perfect market, or the proper motivation. There is no right time. There is only the protocol. You now possess the blueprint for biological control and economic dominance. You can either return to the wretched loop of cheap dopamine and commoditized labor, or you can begin the lonely chapter today. The ice is crushing your ship. What is your next move? Execute. And that was the Dopamine Protocol, How to Reclaim Your Brain. Don't forget to like and subscribe.